Our lesson today is on finding function form. And function form is, where we've started an equation off with f of x to talk about the relationship between two numbers, a function. So today we're going to use the letter y, because f of x and y mean the same thing. And for function form, there's a certain form we're going to use and talk about, and work with that through the entire lesson. All right, so we're in our journal section right now, and it says, what does it mean for a point x comma y to be a solution of a function? If I said 2 comma 5 is your solution. You know how we did word problems 2 days ago, and you had to figure out your x, and then you would solve, and you'd get your y. So what if I said that the answer was 2 comma 5? What would that mean for the solution of a function? Any thoughts? So 2 comma 5 is the answer to a word problem, or 2 comma 5 is the answer solution to an equation. What would that mean when I say it's the solution? That x is 2 and y is 5. That's the solution. It is the answer. It is the solution. We're actually doing this today in like 2a and 2b. But what it means is if you plug in, whoa, that's way too skinny. I know. If you plug in the ordered pair, x comma y, it would work mathematically. And we're going to talk about that in 2a and 2b. Oh no, I'm going to run out of room. That is a long word, mathematically. Mathematically. So then the numbers would equal each other. The left side would be exactly the same as the right side. And number 2, what does function form look like? It looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. It could be minus b, mx minus b. The m is the slope, remember, rise over run. And the b is the y-intercept, the initial value. Okay, so now I've got this line. And my job is to plot the points and see, is the ordered pair a solution? Because if it lies on the graph, it's a solution. Is it a solution? Okay, 1 comma 4. Over 1 up 4. Yes or no?
Yes.
Put yes next to it. I also want to point out that if I plugged it in mathematically, I don't know why I put a parentheses around 4, sorry. Yes, 8 equals 8. Second one, 3 comma 4. Over 3 up 4. No. It also means if I plugged it in, no. 16 does not equal 8. So no. How about 2 comma 0? Over 2 up 0 up nothing. If I plugged it in, mathematically, 8 equals 8. Sweet. So the first ordered pair, 1 comma 4, is a solution. The third ordered pair, 2 comma 0, is a solution. Pretty self-explanatory on this one. Easy, no problems. Decide whether the ordered pair is a solution. Gosh, I think we can do this. So I don't want you to draw a graph. Please do not. But what I want you to do is plug it in, x plus 5y. X plus 5y equals 3. Do the math.
Yes.
Woohoo! Second one. Do the math. Are any of you able to do this in your head without like,
I can.
oh no, I forgot the 5. Boop. 4 plus negative 5 equals 3.
No.
Negative 1 equals 3.
No.
No. Brrr. No. Okay. Any questions so far? Anybody struggling and think this is the hardest thing they've ever done in their life? Good. I didn't think so. Okay. Function form is y equals mx plus b. This is what you need to do. You need to get the y alone. And you need to have everything else after it. So, get rid of the 4x and get rid of the negative sign in front of the y. You need to do this by either adding or subtracting first. And then, if there is a number in front of y, you divide. You divide the number in front of y. You add or subtract the x term. So whatever has the x with it, move that over by adding or subtracting it. You add or subtract the x term. So that, let's do that. The 4. What do I do with the 4x? How would I get that over? It's a positive. Yeah, I'm going to subtract 4x. I want the y alone. So I'm putting it in red because I'm making it very clear to you that that's the only thing that can stay on the left. I cannot combine this. This is a big problem I see with students. They want to put the 2 and the negative 4x together. Why can you not put the 2 and the negative 4x together? Because they're not like terms. So honestly, putting it under it, bad move, Mrs. Grant. And remember how I also like, right after the equal sign, I want your x term, your x thing. So I don't like the order that this is in either. So let me do this. Let me rewrite it. I don't want the 2 to be right after. I want the negative 4x to be right after. We're going to use the commutative property, which means you can just flip things back and forth without any repercussions or any, no problem. Tell me, please, what should I write instead of 2 minus 4x? What? Negative 4x plus 2. Is that mx plus b format? Right. Function means y equals mx plus b. The last thing that I have a problem with is that there's a negative sign in front of the y. It's like a negative 1. It can't be there. How do I get rid of the negative sign? Divide everything. Which means if I'm going to divide the y, I'm going to divide the 4x, I'm going to divide the 2. Everything. Negative 4x divided by negative 1. Positive 4x. 2 divided by negative 1 is?
Negative 2.
Awesome. I'm going to go painfully slow on these problems. Because if you can't change it into y equals mx plus b format, you will be unsuccessful the entire rest of the chapter. B, this is what I want. Let's make it red right now. I want that red y to be alone. I need to add or subtract the x term. And then I'm going to need to divide by 2 everything. And I'm going to run out of room. You get it. Okay. Tell someone at your table the first step. What would you do to both sides? Gosh, that was so loud, even I heard it. But it's right. Don't put it under the 8. Don't confuse yourself and try and go 8 minus 4. No, 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 no. 4 has a backpack, an X. It's not going to hang out with 8. 8's dumb. 8 just has a folder in his hand, and they don't want to hang out. Why would they get together? No, 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 no. 4X is too cool for 8 because it has an X, has a variable. They are unlike terms. Okay, I have A. 2y equals, oh, but how should I write it better? Because I don't like the way negative 4x plus 8. Watch the signs. There was a negative sign in front of 4. Keep it there. 8 had nothing, which means it's a positive number. So keep it a positive number. Last step, tell the people at your table. No one said the word everything. 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 Okay, the 4x gets divided by 2. And the 8 gets divided by 2. Simplify. Negative 4 divided by positive 2. 8 divided by 2. You're done. Last one, C. You want to do it by yourself without my help? And then does someone want to write it on my iPad? So, let's press pause. How can I ever get mad when people have their own ways of doing things as long as that's what their brain understands? Do it. I'm not going to tell you how to think.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the backside. I'm going to do some with you. It's super important to me that you get this and that you are not bad at this. I care so much because this is like the base of everything for this chapter. First job, add 4x, BS. Y equals, oh, just put it in the proper, you could put, you know what, let's pretend that we need to take it step by step. Put 16 plus 4x, but then switch it. Right after the equal sign comes the x term. Thank goodness they're all positive. That's easy. Y equals 4x plus 16. Number 2. I only have to do one thing. What's that one thing I have to do?
Divide.
Divide what? Everything? Yeah. Ooh, watch out for the 9. Watch out now. Okay. Help me. 3x divided by negative 3.
Negative x.
Negative 1x. Do you want to just put negative x? You can. Negative 9 divided by negative 3. Sweet. Piece of cake. Number 3.
What was that answer? That last answer?
Y equals negative x plus 3. Number 3. What's the first thing that you decided to do? You are right. What's the second thing you decided to do? Thank you, Brianna. Brianna's on it today. I decided to do el anyway and switch it at the end. Ooh, 2 over 4. What? Is that 1/2 or 2? 2 over 4. 1/2 or 2? Common mistake so many people make. 2 over 4 equals 1/2. 4 over 2 equals 2. Switch it. 1/2 x minus 3. You could put plus negative 3. That's okay. Negative 3 though. It's still a negative 3. Okay, how about number 4? There's only one step. Woo woo. Subtract 2x both sides. Right after the equal sign goes the x term. Negative 2x. And then that number constant, the 3 at the end by itself. All right. Number 1. It's going to be super cramped. I'm just going to tell you right now. Make an input-output table for the function y equals 2x plus 1. Here's your options, because you have options. You can do it like this, where you put 0, 1, 2, 3. Or you can make it like this. What I'm drawing right now is super organized. And it actually helps me keep my work like clear, so it's not all messy on the side. But really and truly, 2 times x plus 1. 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 plus 1 is 1. I need to write with a skinnier. 2 times 1 plus 1. 3. 2 times 2 plus 1, 5. 2 times 3 plus 1. It's always going to be a pattern. I highly recommend that your x values always be numbers straight in a row. 0, 1, 2, 3. Don't be skipping and be like 0, 73, 8, 5. Like, make them in order. Because then you will get a pattern on your y's. Okay, tell me about the pattern. Number 2, what is the pattern you noticed for the y values? Journal number 2. Increase by 2.
So
Increase by 2.
can you always do 0, 1, 2, 3?
You can.
Unless it's like...
Yeah, you can always do 0, 1, 2, 3 if you'd like. You could do, like if you feel like you want to put a negative number in there just for fun, you could do -1, 0, 1. Okay? All right, let's do number 1 on this worksheet. This is already in y equals mx plus b format, so it's really nice. I'm going to make a table of values. My preferred way is to actually put the math in the middle, because even though I'm a math teacher, I'm a visual learner, and mental math, doing like numerical stuff in my head, is harder for me than if I were to write it out and see it. I'm definitely a visual learner. So, you tell me what you want to pick for your x's, guys. I didn't give you any like set.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
5. Let's not do 5. Whoa, crazy.
1,
Too
2,
much.
3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, just 1, 2,
4 points. 4 points.
Oh, you did 0, 1, 2, 3.
Well, 0 is always so simple. 0 is always easy. 3 times 0 plus 2. 3 times 1 plus 2. 3 times 2 plus 2. 3 times 3 plus 2. Yeah? I'm going to give you guys a second to catch up. When you plug in a 0, what'd you get out? Huh?
2.
When you plugged in a 1, what did you get? What was your output? When you plugged in a 2, what'd you get? Hey, is this a pattern? What? When I plugged in a 3, what'd I get? Hey, how are my y's increasing?
3.
Oh my goodness, do you think that has anything to do with the 3 up here in the math problem? Wow, it does. That means the slope, the rate of change. It's changing by 3. So that's right after the equal sign. My rate of change, my 3. Graph it. 0, 2. That's actually, you guys, on. I'm doing blue, so it's super bright. It's actually on the y-axis. 0 to the left or right, and 2 up. 1 comma 5 over 1 of 5. I'm going to run out of space, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, I don't want to go all the way up to 8. All right? I really don't. So I can stop there. I can reverse it and go backwards and say like, well, what would negative 1 be? And real quick, do it down at the bottom. Different, because it won't be in the pattern. 3 times negative 1 plus 2. Negative 3 plus 2. Negative 1. Negative 1 comma negative 1. Connect the dots, la 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 la. Technology is pretty rad, huh?
Yeah.
Number 2. It's not in y equals mx plus b form. Do not make your table of values yet. We're not ready. What do I need to do?
You need to minus 4 and change the function.
Change the function format. Change it to y equals mx plus b. If you need a reminder, flip on the back side of 5.3a and let's talk about what we need to do. Okay. I want the y to stay. And it's not even in like the order that I was used to. What do I do first? Add 2x. 4y equals, do you want to put 8 plus 2x or do you want to switch it now?
Switch it now.
Okay, let's switch it now. Which means that right after my equal sign has to be my x term. I don't want to put 8 first. I'd prefer to put 2x first. 4y equals 2x plus 8. Divide everything by 4. Okay. My y is alone. That is nice. 4 over 4 equals 1, so that's gone. What is 2 over 4? We just did it. It's either 2 over 4 or 4 over 2. Like, what's what? 1/2 x. What's 8 over 4?
2.
Okay. Now I have to make a table of values. I've got some tips for you. You have a fraction in your equation. It matters what you choose for your x values right now. And it matters because I don't want to pick numbers that are going to be difficult for my brain. So I need to pick numbers that can multiply by 1/2 easy. I need to pick numbers that can be cut in half easily.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Oh, look at how smart you are. Wow. You should always pick 0.
0.
BTW. Let's do 4 points. Don't pick 3. Here's why. Because 1/2 times 3, that's a fraction answer. Ugh. No fun. Okay, here we go. I'll do it in blue to make it like obvious. 1/2, can you two please stop bickering? Like a married couple over there.
Can I move seats? Can I move seats?
You can, stand up and move. All right. There's the math. It's really smart of you guys to blurt out and say that 2, 4, 6, because even numbers can be cut in half really easily. And that's great. That's what we want. So, here we go. 1/2 times 0 plus 2. 1/2 times 2. What's 1/2 of 2? 1/2 of 2 is 1 plus 2. Is this too difficult, you guys? I need to hear from you.
No.
I need to hear from you. I miss you. Talk to me.
Here.
3. What's 1/2 of 4? 2 plus 2.
4.
What's half of 6? 3 plus 2. Is this a pattern? 2, 3, 4, 5? It will always be a pattern. Something that you can count on. Hey, real quick. How did 2 become 3? How did 3 become 4? How did 4 become 5? Okay, now let's go over to the x's. I'll do it in red. How did 0 become 2? How did 2 become 4? How did 4 become 6? Okay, remember how we were talking about y over x, rate of change? How are my y's changing? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. How is my x changing? What? 1/2? And then 1/2 here? Don't worry, it just went to sleep. Okay. So, that is no coincidence. Graph it. 0, 2. Graph it. I'll graph it in blue. 2, 3. Over 2 up 3. Over 4 up 6. I'm kind of running out of room, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like there. If you want to, you could do some negatives, just like put them down to the bottom. If you want your graph to go a little to the left. Question. Over 4 up 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. Mwah. Pretend that's not there. Gone. Connect the dots. La, 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 la. I'm going to show you guys next week where that comes from. It doesn't come from my brain. That's what I'll tell you. It's from a TV show.
It comes from a certain.
So here we go. All right. Let's talk about my expectations for you this weekend. All right, we are finished.
That was a good message.